Okay, so now we are doing PRWC 9. I've already briefly went through this question with you guys. Let's just look at the floor plan together. Now, all these numbers here, right, they are actually in, right, they never say in the, they never say this, they never tell us what the scale. However, the question says that the dimension shown in the floor plan are in millimeters. Okay, they already told us that it's in millimeters. And before I go on, just want to remind you that for millimeters to cm, it's the conversion. Okay, so let me just write down mm. If I want to convert to cm, I need to divide by 10. And then from cm, I want to go to meter, I need to divide by 100, right? So that's how the conversion goes. Now, of course, meter to km is divided by 1000. Here, if you look at the question in the later part, right, it says, give your answer in square meters, meaning that all I need to do is to convert the numbers into into meters, and that's sufficient. I don't have to go all the way to km. Okay, so back to my conversion unit here, mm to cm to meter, divide by 10, divide by 100, which means that if I go from mm to m straight away, I just need to divide by 1000, and that's the one I'm going to use. Yeah, I'm going to be using this most of the time, divide by 1000. So let me just in red write down the things that I want. Now, if you look at the question, A part 1, calculate the floor area for the living room. So the living room is this guy. Ignore the rounded edge, right? The rounded edge are because the doors, like the hinge, they want to show you how the door open up, right? So what are the, like you cannot, where you can put stuff and where you cannot put stuff. That's basically it, right? So that red color rectangle is the living room. And if you look at the dimensions at the side, this gives me the one side of it, which is 4400 mm. Now 4400 mm, if you divide by 1000, is 4.4 meters. Okay, it's a bit hard to see in the diagram. Let me just write it here, 4.4 meters. Okay, so 4400 mm is 4.4 meters. Now I need the length below. So the length below is this guy, 5700, which means this is equal to 5.7 meters. So if I want to find the living room, the area of the living room. So for part A, can I just write the working at the side? So for part A, I want to find the area of living room. I want it in square meters. So I'll write it as 4400 divided by 1000. That's the conversion from mm to meter times 5700 divided by 1000. Okay, so we do that. And with a calculator, you will get the answer of 25.06, 0.08 meter square. Okay, that's 2 marks. A part 1. That's A part 1. A part 2, I want to find the total floor areas of the 2 bedrooms. And there are, so let's just use different color for that. There's one bedroom here. That's the main bedroom. And then there's another one below. That's just a normal bedroom. Okay, so in case you all don't know, right, 3-room flat means 2 room plus 1 living room. Okay, so that's what it means to have a 3 bedroom. Now, these 2 bedrooms are side by side. And you'll notice that when you draw the rectangle, you notice that they actually together they form a bigger rectangle. Let me just shade for you like that, right? Because the wall in between them, we just assume that it is negligible length. Okay. Now that means that the length of this rectangle should be these 2 added up together, right? So these 2. Now I just do my working at the side here. That's 3200 and 3500. So 3200 plus 3500 together is 6700, which means it's 6.7 meters. Okay, so that's what I'm doing at the side. And then I want to find the width, and the width is 4400, which I know to be equal to be 4.4 meters. Now, of course, for my working when I write down my proper presentation, I want to show all this conversion as well. I want to show all this conversion. So what I will do is, for part 2, I'll write down the area of the bedrooms to be equal to, so let's combine all our working. To find the length, I need to use 3200 plus 3500 divide by 1000. And then after that, I need to multiply this by 4400 divided by 1000. Okay, so I'm trying to combine my working at the side into my proper presentation. And so here you know that it's 6.7 times 4.4, and the answer that you should get is 29.48. meter square. All right, that's what you should get. Now this part A, right, the 4 marks from part A, it should be something that you can do regardless, right, of the whole question. You should be able to do this. This is something that we've learned in class before. Now let's focus on the part B. I read the question with you earlier on, but let's just highlight some important keywords here. Mr. Tan is planning to renovate. He has set aside a budget of $8,000 for the flooring, so making the floors. He intends to use ceramic tiles for living room and parquet for the 2 bedrooms, okay? So different materials for different rooms. Next, the final, the question is just, is the amount set sufficient? Sufficient, so we need to calculate. So when I see the word sufficient, I now know I need to calculate and then compare, okay? Calculate and compare. For the flooring material, of the flooring bracket material plus installation label. I'm going to highlight this in green because I think it's rather important that the question actually told you that you don't just calculate the material you need, you must also calculate the labor that you need, okay? The labor cost. Now, show working to support your answer. Now, before we go on, right, can I just ask you a question? I'll ask you to think about it because none of you is going to reply me, right? But more like, you have to think about this in the sense, if I want to make a floor, I want to cover it with ceramic tiles. You are obviously going to buy a lot of tiles. But if your area, after putting your tiles at the corner, at the edge, you don't have enough space for 1 extra tile, are you going to leave that space blank? Or are you going to buy a tile, cut that tile up to fit into that space? I hope you understand where I'm going with this. You cannot, okay, what I'm trying to say is that what you cannot do is you cannot just take the area of the living room, for example, and divide by the area of 1 tile. Because that will tell you how many, it will tell you how many tiles point something. And the decimal, right, that is remaining is the tiles is the amount of tiles that you need to cut from an actual tile to fit into these awkward spaces in the living room, right? So when you do your calculation, you cannot buy, like, say, half a tile. You cannot just go to the person and say that, oh, I only need half more. Can you just sell me half? The person will never sell you that. You have to buy 1 exact tile and cut half yourself. And then the remaining half, what do you do? I don't know. Keep it in your bomb shelter or throw it away. I have no idea. It's just the idea behind this is that when you buy tiles, you cannot dictate how many portion of 1 tile you want to buy. Okay, so that's something that to think about. However, so that's something that you need to think about, right? Okay, but if you look at the next page, right, which is the table that shows the cost per square foot, you notice that they never sell you tiles by tiles. They never sell you the ceramic tiles by per tile. They actually sell you by per foot, cost per square foot, which is very different from what I was explaining earlier on. So I want you to think about this. Just realize that this question doesn't require you to deal with the square tiles thing, but in actual reality, you don't buy part of a square tile, you just buy the whole tile, okay? Now, for this question, cost per square foot, obviously our question has never been in foot. So far, it's either mm or in meter square. Why suddenly square foot, right? So we need to actually do a calculation at the bottom. So if you look here, the asterisk there is the asterisk here. There's a footnote notation. So there's a footnote, there's a special note here that 1 meter is actually 3.28 feet, which means that 1 meter square should be 3.28 square feet, right? So you just need to square the number, yeah? We are going to do the conversion for our areas. And then after that, we're going to divide by the cost that they gave me. Let's highlight the things we are looking at. For the living room, we want to look at ceramic tiles. And then for the bedroom, we want to look at parquet. No. We want to look at these 2 different things. Now, remember, they are per square foot. So what we need to do is to convert our area first. Now, let's start by writing. Now, for this question, for 5 marks, I want to create some subheaders to help me with my calculation, to help with my organization of the calculation. So let's do my part B here. The first subheader I'm going to do is the flooring for living room. Okay, so let's write that down. Flooring for the living room. Since it's a subheader, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put an underline to it. Okay, so that is the first thing I'm going to do. Now later, somewhere below, I'm going to do flooring for the bedroom. And then I am later then going to do at the very end, right, the labor cost, the installation cost. Now you must remember the installation label is part of the table. You need to actually calculate that. Now they actually never say, you know, the labor cost is different from putting tiles and from adding parquet or like laminate or vinyl. They never say any difference to that. So we're going to assume that the labor cost is constant throughout. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 different categories. The first one for ceramic tiles, second one for parquet, the last one for installation label. Then finally, I will have one last category where I add everything up and compare it with $8,000, which is the budget. Then I want to know whether it makes sense or don't make sense. Okay, for Mr. Tan to do it. So let's start. Flooring for the living room. If we refer back to our calculation here, the living room is 25.08 meters squared. Okay, so let me just write that down first. Bracket, this is 25.08 meters squared. I'm going to use ceramic tiles for that. So that's why you see I leave my screen right where the ceramic tiles are. So first, let's calculate in square foot. How many is that? Since 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet, right? Then area in square feet will be equal to 25.08 times 3.28 square. You have to square the measurement. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to this highlighted portion here. 1 meter is equal to 3.28 feet. 1 meter square is equal to 3.28 bracket square feet. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I have 5.08 meters square, so I want to change and multiply by 3.28 square. Okay, so here, use the calculator to calculate. You should get the value of 269.82. Okay, so as a habit, please always write more than 5 significant number. Okay, if you can, because you don't want to have any rounding off error. So I'm going to just write 5 significant figures and then leave it like that for now. This is the number of square feet, 269.82. The cost of laying ceramic tiles is $9 per square foot. So the cost of the tiles, when in PRWC, right, it is advisable to be as clear as you need to, so that, you know, when we mark, we know exactly what you're calculating. So if you write cost of tiles and cost of ceramic tiles, I think we can figure out what you're talking about, but it's better if you just write down ceramic, the word there, so we know that you're looking at the right one. Okay, so cost of ceramic tiles, 269.82, and then I'm going to multiply by the cost, which is $9, so times 9. Then again, I'm going to write down 3SF, so I'm going to write down as many digits as I need. This is money, right? So money, obviously, we're going to write a bit more because we want to round off to 2DP after that. So I just write a few more digits behind it just to make sure that it's okay. So this is the cost for making the flooring for the living room, 2428.3860. And we are done now, for now. Well, this is the first category. The second category that I was going to calculate was, I think I mentioned earlier on, that I'm going to do now for the bedrooms. Now I'm going to combine them because they are actually side by side. And just now I calculated the area to be 29.48, right? So it's right here, 29.48 meters square. We're going to do the exact same series of calculation, which means first I change it to area in square feet. Then after that, I find the cost of laying the parquet, right? So let's do that. Area in square feet. Now this will be equal to 29.48 multiplied by 3.28 square. 29.48 times 3. And oh wait, sorry. I key into my calculator wrongly. Let me just double confirm that this is 317.157. So it's writing a few more decimals. Okay, and then of course the next one is to calculate the cost. So cost of the parquet, that would be 317.157. I'm going to multiply by the per square foot cost of it. I highlighted this in green, $10.50. Okay, so multiply by $10.50. And we get 33 30.1551. Again, writing a few more decimals because later I need to round off. That is $3,000+ for the bedrooms. Now, if you just eyeball this number, right? I have one number here, I have one cost here. That seems sufficient for now for the $8,000 budget, but we must add in the labor cost. We must not forget about the labor cost. So let's give it the header, installation labor cost. Now for the installation labor cost, I'm not just doing it for living room or bedroom, I'm doing them together. So you might want to, in the bracket, write down the total, or rather write down the working for the sum of the area that you are going to need people to work on laying down some flooring for your house, right? So 54.56 meters square is the amount of area they need to work on. Now the working are going to be exactly the same as before. First, I need to find the area in square foot or square feet, sorry. Okay, and it's going to be, take the number 54.56 multiplied by 3.28 square. And then after you get this number, 586.978, you want to multiply by the labor cost to be able to calculate what it might cost you, right? So cost of labor. Let's go back to the table. The table says that installation labor is at $6.50 per square foot. So I'm going to multiply by $6.50. So 586.978 times $6.50. So multiply by $6.50, I get 3815.3589. Now, at this point, I have calculated all the things that I'm told to calculate. I calculated the materials cost, so the cost of the ceramic tiles, the cost of the parquet, as well as the installation labor cost. Now, I need a last category to do my comparison. So I need to take these three numbers, add them together, and then determine whether or not this is more than or less than $8,000. Then I can tell Mr. Tan whether or not his budget makes sense or not. So at the end, we are going to write a conclusion, total cost. That's what I'm going to write. My subheader for the last part is the total cost needed. Okay, so the total cost needed, I will write down that the budget, because we are looking at budget, right? So what should the budget be? The budget should be the labor cost. I'm going to copy that down first. Added to this one, the parquet 3330.1551. And then after that, I'm going to add this one, the ceramic tiles, 2428.3860 plus 2428.3860. If you just eyeball these three numbers, you know that it's going to be more than $8,000. Like, you don't really need to. But okay, even though you know that it's going to be more than $8,000, you still have to calculate, because that's what we want you to do. We want you to be able to get the exact figure, because sometimes knowing that it's above budget, right, means that you have some time, you might want to go and get the extra money. Yeah. Anyway, that's for next time when you start to own your own house. So the budget actually should be about $9,573.90 when I round off to 2DP. This is actually what is needed. But Mr. Tan only has $8,000. So does it? So what's the question again? Let's read the question. It says, is the amount sufficient? So obviously our answer is going to be no, it's not sufficient. Then show working, we've already shown on the working, right? So all we need to do is to write down, therefore, $8,000 is not sufficient for flooring. That's it, we're done. Okay, so that is the end. Let me end the recording before I talk to you guys.